Hi, welcome to my next weekly comp. Today is Sunday the 11th and it's 10:45 right now. So next week from the 12th of May to the 16th of May, this is the weekly comp for that week. So if we look at a Forex Factory calendar, on Monday, no significant news events. Tuesday, we have claim and count change of the GBP as well as CPI. So I expect this to be the most important day of the week, expansion wise, especially with I'm predicting the expansion to happen between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday throughout the week. And then Wednesday, if we look, nothing here. Then Thursday, GDP of the GBP at 2 a.m. New York time. So we can start trading an hour earlier here as well as here for the 4 GBP news events that we have in every month. Then New York, we have PPI. Powell speaks. I'm not sure if this is important yet. I need to check. And then Friday, just 10 a.m. news. So if we look at the chart, let's start off with DXY. This one. Yeah. So if we look at the chart, what we can see happened last week, as I put in my Telegram group, I've been targeting this range since literally we were here. So it's been like two and a bit weeks that I've been targeting that because of this gap, and we closed inside of this range, and this is just a new week opening gap, so this doesn't matter. This is actually a wick. But if we're looking at the chart, what happened last week was starting the Monday, just an inside candle. Tuesday opened above, had to go lower. Then from the Wednesday we started the expansion because it was the FOMC day. So usually that's how weeks are. It starts off slow, FOMC, a bit slow, and then once FOMC hits, that's when the expansion usually begins. And then once we reach the target, the Friday was just a retracement low. So if we look at the weekly, well, let's start off with the monthly because the first 2 weeks of the month is gone, I think. 1 week or two, whatever. So right now we're just trading inside, nothing major. 2 weeks, we have this range high we're targeting. Weekly, same thing. This is my next target right now for the DXY. We should, especially with this week with CPI, I expect an open, low, high close, but I expect a large expansion. As you can see, how the market moves every single time on the weekly chart, if you see especially. Expansion, smaller candles, expansion, smaller candles, expansion, smaller candles, expansion, smaller, expansion again. And what you can see here, we've had 4 weeks of small candles, so that just basically means the market is waiting for a really important news event to play out, like FOMC, NFP, CPI, etc. So especially with a CPI week, what I'm expecting is, if I I don't expect a large manipulation to occur if the weekly even opens like this. So if I draw here, I'm not sure what my final target for this week will be because this is my target, but I don't see anything inside yet because the new candles haven't printed. So that's what I wait for every single week. If you can see this candle, that's sort of what I'm expecting the expansion to look like. Somewhere here, somewhere here. Around, if we do this, I'm expecting around this level. 60% level around there for the expansion to occur, if not higher, but that's why I expect it, especially with a CPI week. As you can see, the NFP week was quite slow as well. So if we look at Euro, last week, this is another indication why we're going to go lower Euro, higher DXY. We can see we had this range, open above, close inside, trading inside, and targeting this low. Last week we failed this low and retraced to restart a new range. You see, we restarted, open below, traded higher, restarted the range, looking to go lower. So unless this is a new week opening gap, or we take this in Asia once we open tomorrow, I'll be expecting higher and then lower. But if you also check, we do have this range, this daily, but as you can see on the 12-hour, we've already opened above, closed inside. So maybe in Asia we'll take this. We just have to wait and see. The GBP, what we can see is we had the weekly range. So it was easy, open high, low close. So if we look at, this is my target for GU as well, this 2-week low. As you can see, open above, close inside. But we just have to wait and see. And for all the people asking, I use TVC and Capital.com because each one shows similar stories, but as you can see, if we look here, the 3-day range with the gap here would show, but on TVC, it doesn't show as anything here because the range was completed here on TVC. So there's no gap here or nothing, but if you look at Capital.com, gap and a 3-day range. But sometimes, especially on TVC, something would show and it wouldn't show on Capital.com. So if you see here, we had this range on the Thursday created, and on the on the Thursday created, and when Tuesday opened, once it opened below, it was easy longs as we knew the direction. But if you were just watching Capital.com, you wouldn't have seen this. You see, there's no actual range here, but here you can see the range. So that's why I say it's really important to check both, because they both have their own side of the story, but they should show you the same direction. It's just for entries or intraday, wherever, it's better to use both. But yeah, what I'm expecting is a open, low, high close on the DXY, vice versa on the Euro towards this high, because as you can see, there's no ranges here, literally just one candle. So maybe what we will do is, once this candle closes, trade below, open new range, and higher, take it, retrace, higher again, But yeah, that's pretty much it for this weekly com. I hope you have a good trading week.